Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go this past week's trades in the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, this week, let's see. I did 11 trades and 2 losses. Actually, no, sorry, 11 wins and 2 losses for a win rate of 84.26%. So we can't complain about that. Just shy on the 85%, so I did pretty good. I'm not going to complain. It was a short week, confusing week. We had Christmas on Wednesday and a half a day on Tuesday, so basically we had 3.5 trading days. So usually on short weeks I don't usually do that well, and so I'm not going to complain. Now with the traded room on the 23rd, I said SPY calls over 592. 23rd. Okay, let's get rid of this. Okay, 23rd right there. What did I say? SPY calls over 592. Okay, I was thinking we were gonna pop going into Christmas, and 592 is right here at this high. If this thing stops lagging, I don't know about you guys, but TOS has been lagging so bad lately, and it's been kind of annoying. But yeah, anyways, I went off this high right here, this 592, rounded up. First 2-minute candle was green. I've been waiting out the first half an hour of the first trading day of the week because it's been so, the price action is pretty sketchy and choppy. Of course, it dumps and has a nice candle. So I didn't make a trade until 11:10, which was right here. I see why I grabbed it here. I probably should have played this. Puts right here. But I was probably, I think I was, sometimes I get too in the zone or I get too biased thinking, okay, we have to pop going into Christmas. And I mean, and with my blinders on, I definitely could have taken that. I mean, I should have taken that. I get a big red candle, a green candle, and a little FU setup, then boom, it dropped right there. But I didn't. It bounced up the VWAP, came back down, made a higher low, and when it came back to VWAP, that's where I took the 59.45 calls at 560. And they went from 560 to 1760 plus. So at 200% on that play right there, if you held all the way through, ended up being a really, really good play. Then I took calls at 1229, which I believe is right here. Big green candles. We got a first pullback right here, coming back down and testing this area right here, 591.30. And when he came back up to this area and got over 592.50, that's when I took the calls. I took the 59.60 calls at 540, and they went from 540 to 640 in that little pop right there. So definitely got a good little play out of that. A dollar move, can't complain about that whatsoever. Sorry for yawning. And that's all I played. Didn't play anything else this day. I just didn't like the action. I mean, I could have played, there's so much I could have done differently, but I might have been too distracted and just had too many other things going on. But this day, Christmas Eve, was half a day. We closed the market at 1 o'clock, which was right here. 1 o'clock, right here. We had after hours right there. Yeah. Anyways, this was straight up. Basically, just bought every single dip. So traded his room on the 24th. I said SPY puts in the 595, which is down here. 595, this low right here. And it did in the first 10-minute candle was green. Then it went new high a day. But when it made new high a day on the ORB, which is open range breakout or breakdown, I took calls. I took the 6,000 calls at 620. And they went from 620 to 1140, so they just raged up, and this is when I realized, okay, they're just going to keep going. Then I took Tesla calls. Let me just get rid of this thing. I'll link that. Tesla over here on the left side. What day was that? That was on the 24th. 24th, right here. Blow it up. what time was it? 10:27, which is right here. Pulled back down the view out bounce, and I took the 457.50 Tesla calls at $6. They went from $6 to $6.88 in that little pop right there, so definitely happy about that. Then I took SPX calls at 11:24, which is right here. I know things just raged, but you got a couple red candles right here, and they're basically every little drop. Dropped here, got bought, drop, bought, drop, bought, drop, bought, drop, bought. So when I got back over 599.25 or 30ish, that's when I grabbed calls. I grabbed the 60/20 calls at $4, and they went from $4 to $6.10. So I got a $2 plus move out of that. Then it dropped down right here and popped. And I didn't grab this. No, I did grab this. I grabbed it at 12.18, which is this candle right here. So when we had this dip, I did buy the breakout again when it came up right here. I grabbed the 60/20 calls again at 540, and they went from 540 to 960 in that place. They ended up going pretty good on that. So yeah, I mean, to me, the day before Christmas, they're just gonna finish super green. And one of the things I've been doing lately is been trying to like stick to the intraday trend and try not to catch the top, try not to catch the bottom. But I know that I've been trying to catch the bottom like a couple weeks ago or last week. I don't know when FOMC was. I've done a couple stupid moves. I think I even tried to do it this week. I don't know. I'll have to see when we get into the recap if I did that on Thursday and on. I don't remember. But anyways, getting back to what I was talking about is that when the intraday trend is up, I just try to stick with it until it breaks. So if it pulls back, like right here, I'll buy the breakout, regardless of how stupid or ridiculous, how far away it is, because one thing you can't underestimate is the stupidity of SPY, because whenever you think it's done, it's not. So you would think it'd be exhausted right here, but it didn't. It popped. And this right here, right at 600, I remember making a prediction in the room that everyone and their mother is going to go and short this right here, especially this candle. Right here it was flagging a little bit, so it was getting bought. Every little thing was getting bought. So I was like, okay, we're going to break out here. But when this got right at 600, which is a huge psychological number, algos, a lot of people are going to go in here and short right at that big round number. And the problem with shorting at these big round numbers is that market makers know you're going to do that. Market makers love these things. So what they do is they like to lay massive traps. So when it gets to 600 or close to 600 and you have this big red candle forming right here, everyone and their mother's loading puts thinking the top is in, especially for the day. The intraday chart, so I can't speak right, and the intraday top is in, because we hit almost 600 and we get this large red candle, and that is when I took calls, because they're going to push that through. And I even said it was going to go to 601 just to squeeze everybody out before they actually drop it. In fact, I think that's what they did. They ended up dropping it Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah, Friday. But yeah, they trapped everybody at 600 and everyone went into puts, and that's what market makers screwed everybody out of puts, took everyone's stops. Because if you got puts here, your stop was high a day at 600, and they pushed it right through 600 like nothing. So I called on the room, and it worked out perfectly. You always got to remember is that if the herd is wrong, it's all about herd mentality. If the herd is bullish, we're probably bearish. If the herd is bearish, we're probably bullish. If the herd is shorting at a certain area, it's going to rage through it. If the herd is dip buying or buying at support level, at a support area, it's going to get flushed through. The whole market maker's mentality is taking out stops and making retail traders lose. So if you don't think outside the box, you should not be trading. You got to think outside the box. Think of what the herd is doing and go against it. And that's just something that is a huge psychological part of trading, is you got to think about this herd mentality. And this is a prime example of that. Everyone's shorting and it ripped through like nothing. So SPY, you're always going to make a mental note of this. SPY loves to overshoot and undershoot levels. It's never going to go to 600 exactly or 599.99. No, it's either going to come up like 599.50 or it's going to shoot through to 601 or 602. It's not going to be a precise digit. So always remember that support and resistance is not an exact number. It's an area. Big round numbers are a trap. They end up pushing through just enough to lay the trap before going the other way. So just remember that when you're playing. Now on Thursday I did not do too well because Wednesday we had Christmas. So Thursday, which is the 26th, let's see, traded his room on the 26th, buy puts into 598, which is down here at this area, but I rounded down to the nearest whole dollar. First 10-minute candle was green. Didn't break new lower day, but when it shot through lower day right here, this is where I grabbed puts. I grabbed the 6,000 puts at 540, and they went from 540 to 1060. And I had like two plays within like a couple minutes of each other. And if you held, you would have got slapped big time because this got bought up quickly. And when it came back up over 600, I bought calls. Or when it went over 600, I bought the 60-40 calls at $5, and they went from $5 to $6.40. So you get $1 plus move out of that. But yeah, good play right there. Got bought back up, and they tried to break higher day. They just laid a trap here and laid another trap. So I mean, yeah, if you got calls right here and you didn't sell that $1 plus, and you would have got stopped out for it to go back in your favor. And this is what I'm talking about. This usually happens on Mondays. This is the kind of bullshit that you see on Mondays, is where you usually have a big open range candle, and it doesn't go anywhere. It didn't even close any candle outside the opening range candle until I think this was close. What was the high of this one? 627. It closed at, yeah, it closed 2 cents out of the open range right here. Right here is the first time it closed out of range. It took an hour and 20 minutes. I mean, no, it took an hour, almost an hour before it closed outside the opening range. So yeah, this is what Mondays usually look like. So yeah, took puts here, calls here. Then I took calls at 12:34, which is right here. Oh, I remember this. I dip bought this, and this is a loss I could have avoided. I dip bought this at right down here, and it flushed through. Yeah, I bought this 60-50 calls at 470. It dumped on me, and I stopped out at 250 and went to VWAP, came back up. I don't think they ever went green again. If they did, they were very, very close, but I don't think they ever went green. So yeah, I definitely shouldn't have done that. Then I bought puts at 1057, which is right 1057 right here. Okay, I'm not quite sure what happened. So I dip bought right here. It went against me and stopped out. Then I bought 60-25 puts at 1257, which is right here. So I don't know. I maybe bought it down here thinking we were flushing to VWAP. I don't know, to be honest. So yeah, I took 2 losses right here, and I just called it a day. I didn't do too well on Thursday, so my 2 losses were within, what, 20 minutes, half an hour of each other. Yeah, that's not good. Take 2 losses like that, it's just best for me to just call it a day, especially if it's that close together. But I made up for it on Friday. Friday we had a good play. I traded his room on Friday. I said SPY calls over 599, which is up here, this high, thinking that we dropped too much. And we had a big red candle right here, and we had a green candle thinking we were going to break high day. We didn't break high day, but when it came back down and broke lower day right here, this is when I grabbed puts. I grabbed the 59.65 puts at 510. They went from 510 to $22 plus for a 300% move on that. So that was a really, really good play. Then I took this FU setup right here, big red candles, and you get this green candle right here out of nowhere. So now it broke new lower day. I took the 59.30 puts to 730, and they went from 730 to 990 on that. So definitely got a good play out of that. Definitely, when you have these long moves like this, you definitely get some good FU setups and stuff like that. So Then I took puts again at 1104, which is what, right here? Yeah, right here. But this time I used the bodies of these candles. So I took it underneath 593. Right here, I took the 5930 puts again under 593. And I got them at 570, and they went from 570 to 710 right there. So got 3 good plays right there. I mean, I could have got another one right there, but I just didn't take it for some reason. I probably should have. And there goes my week. The week was very short, 3.5 trading days. Friday was good. Thursday was terrible. Thursday was the only bad day. So other than that, other than Thursday, the whole week was really good. So I'm looking forward to next week. Next week should be interesting. But anyways, that's it for the recap, and thanks for watching.